Something shocking has just been uncovered in Ferrari's 2026 car, and it could completely change the championship before the first race. Hamilton's discovery has left engineers scrambling and the paddock in shock. If this issue is real, Ferrari could struggle to stay competitive, while rivals like Red Bull and Mercedes might gain an unassailable early advantage. The first races of 2026 could already tip the scales. Insiders suggest the problem isn't obvious, it's buried deep within the hybrid system, the aerodynamics, and the suspension interactions. Ferrari hasn't confirmed anything publicly, and the FIA is quietly keeping an eye on it. Later in this video, we'll reveal exactly what Hamilton found, why it's shaking the engineers, and how it could change the grid. The truth behind Ferrari's 2026 car is more dramatic than anyone outside the team could imagine. Ferrari enters the 2026 season with Project 678, a radical reinvention of their car designed to push the limits of hybrid power units, aerodynamics, and chassis integration. From the very first laps of preseason testing, Lewis Hamilton reportedly noticed subtle but critical anomalies that were invisible to conventional telemetry. These irregularities appeared in the car's behavior under braking, mid-corner balance, and acceleration, prompting immediate concern within the Ferrari engineering team. What seemed minor at first has now evolved into a problem that could redefine how Ferrari approaches its entire preseason strategy. The hybrid system is at the center of this discovery. Hamilton reportedly observed fluctuations in energy recovery and deployment that affected not just acceleration, but also corner exit speeds and tire wear patterns. In a car so finely balanced, even minor discrepancies can compound over a stint, leading to performance drops or unexpected instability. Ferrari engineers quickly initiated comprehensive simulations to determine whether these anomalies were isolated or symptomatic of a deeper, systemic flaw in the car's design. The urgency of these findings cannot be overstated, as early season reliability could hinge on resolving this issue. Suspension and chassis interactions further complicate the challenge. Project 678 features extensive revisions to both front and rear suspension geometries to maximize aerodynamic efficiency, but these changes also amplify the sensitivity of the car to throttle, steering, and braking inputs. Hamilton reportedly noticed that small adjustments could provoke disproportionately large reactions in the car's balance, indicating potential integration issues between the hybrid system, suspension, and chassis. Engineers are now tasked with mapping these interactions meticulously to prevent compounding problems that could undermine Ferrari's competitive edge. Ferrari's preseason strategy has shifted dramatically. Where the focus would typically be on aerodynamic optimization, tire degradation studies, and incremental setup improvements, the team is now dedicating significant resources to diagnosing Hamilton's observations. Every CFD iteration, wind tunnel test, and on-track session is scrutinized not only for raw performance, but also for system stability under a variety of conditions. This radical pivot demonstrates how a single driver's insights can redefine an elite Formula One team's preseason approach, forcing a balance between speed and reliability that carries unprecedented stakes. The psychological dimension is equally significant. Hamilton must provide highly precise and actionable feedback while continuing to extract meaningful performance data from a car that is showing unpredictable behavior. Engineers rely on this input to implement rapid adjustments with little room for error. This driver-engineer feedback loop emphasizes the modern F1 driver's dual role as both elite competitor and technical collaborator, where subtle observations can determine the trajectory of car development and preseason readiness. The ripple effect of Hamilton's discovery extends across the paddock. Rival teams, including Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren, are reportedly recalibrating their simulations and preseason testing priorities based on subtle signs of Ferrari's potential vulnerabilities. Even without direct access to telemetry, the unusual behavior observed on track provides competitors with indirect clues to potential weaknesses. Hamilton's finding has transformed what would normally be routine testing into a high-stakes intelligence operation, where every lap and data point is scrutinized for strategic advantage. Finally, the implications for the 2026 season could be profound. Engineers must validate every subsystem, energy map, and chassis interaction to guarantee performance and reliability across multiple circuits. Any unresolved anomaly could compromise early race results, shake driver confidence, and alter the championship landscape. Hamilton's early detection has set the stage for a season filled with tension, uncertainty, and the potential for dramatic shifts in competitive hierarchy, leaving fans and rivals alike anticipating every development with bated breath. The first partial revelation emerged as Hamilton pushed Ferrari's Project 678 to its limits during pre-season testing. Sources indicate that he identified subtle anomalies in the hybrid power unit's energy deployment and torque distribution. While these irregularities were nearly invisible on standard telemetry, Hamilton's extraordinary sensitivity allowed him to perceive inconsistencies that could affect acceleration, braking, and cornering balance. Engineers immediately shifted their focus from conventional performance optimization to meticulous diagnostics, understanding that even a seemingly minor issue could ripple through interconnected systems, potentially compromising early season competitiveness. Rival teams quickly picked up on patterns hinting at potential vulnerabilities. Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren reportedly analyzed sector times, speed trap data, and lap-to-lap fluctuations to assess whether Ferrari's apparent pre-season pace could mask underlying weaknesses. Even without direct access to Ferrari's telemetry, subtle irregularities were enough to influence competitors' simulation models, test priorities, and early season strategies. Hamilton's early detection effectively transformed pre-season testing into a high-stakes strategic observation period, where rivals were forced to react to unseen variables within the Ferrari car. The hybrid power unit appears central to the anomaly. Hamilton reportedly observed fluctuations in energy recovery and deployment, which could affect tire management, acceleration consistency, and corner exit performance. Engineers are running extensive simulations across multiple track conditions to understand when and why these fluctuations occur. The complex integration between the hybrid system, combustion engine, and chassis means that even minor deviations can escalate into significant reliability and performance issues, highlighting the urgency of Hamilton's early detection and the potential consequences if left unresolved. Suspension and chassis dynamics further complicate the picture. Project 678 features extensively revised suspension geometry designed to optimize aerodynamics and mechanical grip. Hamilton reportedly noticed moments where minimal steering or throttle adjustments produced disproportionately large changes in the car's behavior, suggesting potential integration challenges. Engineers are now meticulously mapping these interactions to ensure that correcting one issue does not inadvertently create another, turning pre-season testing into a delicate, high-stakes experiment where precision is paramount. Ferrari's pre-season strategy has shifted dramatically as a result. Where focus traditionally centered on aerodynamic refinement, tire degradation analysis, and incremental setup improvements, a substantial portion of resources is now devoted to diagnosing Hamilton's findings. Every CFD iteration, wind tunnel session, and on-track lap is analyzed for performance potential as well as latent instability. This shift underscores how a single driver's insight can fundamentally reshape the operational priorities of a top-tier Formula One team, demanding a balance between performance extraction and risk mitigation. The psychological pressure on Hamilton and the engineering team is immense. Hamilton must provide detailed, actionable feedback while pushing the car to collect crucial performance data. Engineers must interpret this feedback accurately and implement rapid corrections without introducing additional complications. This dynamic highlights the increasingly critical role of drivers as technical collaborators, where their observational skills can directly influence pre-season development, strategic planning, and early season readiness. Finally, the implications of Hamilton's discovery extend beyond Ferrari. Rival teams are reportedly recalibrating simulations, modifying testing schedules, and revising early season strategies based on subtle evidence of Ferrari's potential vulnerabilities. Even indirect signs of instability are sufficient to influence competitor planning, transforming pre-season into a high-pressure arena of strategic observation, technical analysis, and competitive maneuvering. Hamilton's early detection has set the stage for a 2026 season full of tension, uncertainty, and potentially dramatic shifts in the Formula One competitive hierarchy. The first major twist emerges as Hamilton's discovery reveals that the anomaly in Ferrari's Project 678 may not be an isolated issue, but could cascade across multiple systems. Sources suggest that hybrid energy management, torque delivery, and chassis dynamics might all be subtly affected, amplifying irregularities under high-stress conditions. Engineers are conducting exhaustive simulations to determine whether the problem is a minor calibration issue or a deeper, systemic flaw that could compromise Ferrari's performance across multiple tracks. Every lap is scrutinized not just for speed, but for subtle signs of instability that could have long-term implications for the car's competitive edge. At the heart of this twist is the hybrid power unit. Hamilton reportedly detected fluctuations during acceleration and cornering that could compromise tire management, corner exits, and overall vehicle stability. Engineers are now analyzing how these deviations interact with the combustion engine, battery storage, and chassis integration. The complex interdependence of these components means that even minor anomalies can escalate into larger reliability issues, emphasizing the urgency for Ferrari to fully understand and address the problem before the season begins. The FIA adds another layer of complexity. While Ferrari is technically within regulations, the integration of the hybrid system with the car's updated suspension and aerodynamic package could attract scrutiny if competitors perceive a borderline advantage. Any corrective measures introduced by Ferrari are likely to be closely monitored, and rival teams may lodge protests if they believe the regulations are being skirted. This regulatory pressure forces Ferrari to walk a fine line between performance optimization and compliance, creating a high-stakes environment where every engineering decision carries amplified consequences. Ferrari's pre-season testing program has been completely reshaped in response. Sessions that traditionally focused on aerodynamic refinements, tire degradation, and incremental setup improvements are now dominated by diagnostic and problem-solving efforts. Engineers must evaluate every lap and system iteration not only for performance gains, but also for reliability, stability, and integration consistency. This shift demonstrates how a single observation from a driver of Hamilton's caliber can redefine the operational priorities of an elite Formula One team, balancing aggressive development with careful risk mitigation. The psychological burden on Hamilton and the Ferrari engineering team is immense. Hamilton must provide precise, actionable feedback while continuing to push the car to extract crucial performance data. Engineers must interpret these observations accurately and implement adjustments without introducing additional problems. This feedback loop underscores the critical role of drivers as technical collaborators, where their insights can directly influence development strategy, pre-season preparation, and early-season competitiveness. The ripple effect of Hamilton's discovery is already being felt across the paddock. Rival teams, including Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren, are reportedly recalibrating simulations, adjusting testing schedules, and reconsidering early season strategies based on subtle signs of Ferrari's potential vulnerabilities. Even indirect evidence of instability is enough to influence competitor planning. Hamilton's early detection has effectively turned pre-season into a high-stakes intelligence operation, where every lap, telemetry spike, and minor anomaly is analyzed for strategic insight and advantage. Finally, the long-term consequences for Ferrari's 2026 campaign could be profound. Engineers must validate every subsystem, hybrid map, and chassis interaction to ensure consistent reliability and performance. Any unresolved issue could compromise early race results, shake driver confidence, and jeopardize championship prospects. Hamilton's discovery has transformed pre-season into a crucible, where every engineering decision, adjustment, and test session carries amplified consequences, setting the stage for a season of tension, unpredictability, and high-stakes competition across the Formula One grid.